Hi dear students, welcome back to computer science class. In our previous session we have learned interacting with Python using Python IDLE. IDLE stands for Integrated Development Learning Environment. It's a learning platform and it offers two modes, interactive mode and editor mode. Interactive mode is also known as shell mode and editor mode is called script mode, right? And we have worked with interactive mode, and you know how does it appear, right? Actually it comes with what? Three greater than symbols. It's called command prompt or simply prompt, and we'll have a blinking cursor. It indicates what the editor or the mode is what getting ready to accept the input, right? Yes. And we have worked with two examples. One is simply giving what hello world, and it prints hello world. Okay. Second is using the function print, right? Yes. And today we have a second implementation. Of course, just before that, we have to know what Python is a case sensitive language, right? What do you mean by case sensitive? What is case? Uppercase and lowercase. In Python, uppercase and lowercase are not same. Okay, both are distinct, both are different. That means small a is not equal to caps A. Okay, let's have an example. Python differentiate between uppercase and lowercase alphabets. And here print. Okay, we have written print in two ways. One is print all in lowercase. We know we have already applied a print function all in lowercase. It's a command. It's a standard command. It's a function as well, used for printing something. So print function, it's a valid command. Okay, but when we write print with P capital letter, it's not a command actually. It's only a word. Okay, it's not a standard command, or we can say it's not a keyword. Okay, it's simply a word. The first one is a keyword, but second one is only a word. We can say it as an identifier. Okay, we can say it's an identifier. So Python is a case sensitive language. Uppercase and lowercase are different or distinct. Okay, let's have an example here. We have already applied a small print function. Okay, print function with print all in lowercase. Okay, then let's try P in caps. Print P with caps, P in caps, hello world. It shows an error. Okay, it won't be getting executed. You will not get a result. Okay, instead you will get an error message. And here is the message: name error. Name print is not defined. Okay, name error. That's called name error, and it shows what a message: name print is not defined. You know, print. Why print is not defined? Because P is in caps, and print with P in caps is not defined. Print with what P in what small case, it's defined, right? Yes, we have already applied it. Yes, so we can say what Python is a case sensitive language. Then argument must be in double quotes or single quotes. Python cannot distinguish single quotes and double quotes. Okay. Yes, so we can either use single quotes or double quotes. Both are same. Okay. Yes, that means we can apply either single quotes or double quotes. Both words same. Okay. So that's what case sensitive is. Python is a case sensitive language. Okay. Yes. Then we have the practical implementation too. Our second implementation. Here is a program. Okay. For first implementation we have worked with string, like hello world, welcome to Python programming, the world of Python programming, all those kind of things, right? All are strings. What? Group of characters. Group of characters. But here we are working with what? Numbers. Okay. In our first implementation we have worked with strings or characters or words, but here we are working with numbers or digits. Okay, or integers. We can say integers. Yeah. So you know command prompt 5 plus 8. We can write it simply 5 plus 8, right? It shows 13. Then this is one of the ways, and another way is standard method using print function, right? Yes, print 10 plus 55. It shows 65. Okay, with what? Two integer values, whole numbers, integral whole numbers, 10 and 15. It shows 55, 65. Okay, then print 20 by 4 into 5 plus 8 minus 10. You know, it works with what? BODMAS rule. Okay, bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. BODMAS. Okay, so divide by will be executed first, then star, then plus, then minus. Of course, yes. Then it shows 23.0. It's a floating point value, decimal value, right? Yes. Then we have print 22 by 7. It shows what? 3.142. Okay. Yes. It goes on. Yes. The value of pi. Yes. Then we have to note, to repeat a command in Python, you can use what? Alt plus P. Okay. You can avoid repetitive typing. You can save time and effort, of course. Okay. So you can apply Alt plus P to repeat a command. So this is our second implementation. And as I've told you, in our first implementation we have used string or characters or words, right? But here we are using, we implementing for what? Numbers, right? Yes, arithmetic operations. addition, multiplication, subtraction, division, all those kind of things. Okay, yes. So this is how we can work with numbers. Okay, yes. Then arguments are separated by comma in print function. You know, yes. In print function, arguments are separated by comma. Okay, we are coming to it. Okay, yes. So using print function, we'll have arguments. You know what argument is, right? What argument of parameter? The value passed inside parenthesis. Here 10 and 55 are parameters, right? Here hello world is a parameter or argument. Yes, argument is a value that is passed inside or to the parenthesis. Okay, yes. So arguments are separated by comma in print function, but the output, that means after execution, values are separated by space by default. Comma by default. Okay, yes, in the case of arguments, and after execution, values are separated by space. Separated by space by default. But we can change it. It's a default. Default means even if you are not performing anything, it will be what taken as what space, right? Yes. So, but we can change. We have the flexibility of changing it. You can change that comma to plus, minus, what quotes, anything. Okay. Yes. Any other symbol, star. Okay. Yes. Then we are looking at the syntax of print function. You know, print is a standard function in Python used to print something. It can be used for printing integer value, character value, floating point value, any kind of value. Okay, or any kind of data types, right? Yes. So here is the what syntax of print function. Print value comma sub. Sub stands for separator. Okay, sub stands for separator. Yes, that's a what default, right? Separator comma yes, space. Okay, then end equal to slash n. End equal to separator equal to space what the single quotes. Okay, end equal to slash n. N means after the last end of the what the sentence or the statement, whatever it is, right? Okay, or we can say what n parameter. Okay, slash n stands for new line, for getting new line. That's a default, we know. Then file equal to sys.std out, standard out. Okay, yes. So we can look at one by one. Sub stands for strings are separated, meaning string inserted between values, default a space. You know, after getting the output, after getting the statement executed, the values are separated using space by default. Okay, yes. So separator is a string inserted between values, that is by default what is the value of sub, that is space. That is why we have shown it here as space. Okay, sub equal to single quotes. Okay, single quote stands for space. Okay, then end equal to string appended after last value. What do you mean by end? End means at the end of. Okay, string appended after the last value. What do you mean by appending? Appending means simply we can say adding at the end of. Okay, adding at the end of. Yes. So string appended after last value, default. What is the default? If we don't give anything as the value of end, it will be taken slash n by default. That is why we have stated here. Okay, yes. So sub stands for, sub is the string inserted between values. Okay, by default it is space. Okay, then n means string inserted after the last value. Okay, that is by default it is what? Slash n. The value of sub by default is space, and the value of end by default is what? Slash n, new line. Okay, yes. Then we have some statements, example statements. Okay, yeah, first one, print 20 what 10 comma 20 comma 30. We are writing print 10 comma 20 comma 30. Here is the result, 10 space 20 space 30. Why? Because we haven't specified any separator here, right? We haven't specified any separator. If we don't have any specific separator or specified separator, what will be the value of sub? Space. That is what 10, 20 is what printed after space, 30 is printed after space. Okay, 10 space 20 space 30. The default value of what sub is space. Okay, then now we are going to change the value of what sub. Okay, you can see it, print 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma, then sub equal to star. What? We know the default value of sub is slash n. Sub is not slash n, sorry. Sub is what? A space. Okay, then we are changing it to star. Okay, sub equal to star. You can see the difference, 10 star 20 star 30. Hope you get it, right? The default value of sub is space, and if we do give something as the value of sub, comma what after the last value, comma sub equal to star in single quotes, anything. Okay, what in between values, that sub will be printed, added. Okay, 10 star 20 star 30. The same way, print 10 20 30, 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma sub equal to comma. What will be the result? 10 comma 20 comma 30. Of course, yeah. Then slash n. Suppose we are playing slash n. What happens? Print 10, 20, 30, sep equal to slash n. Slash n stands for what? N line, new line, right? So 10, the next value will be printed after line, then meaning in the next line, and so on. Okay, yes. So slash n, that means new line character, and we have another one, slash t. Slash t stands for tab. Okay, tab means tab. You know what tab is, right? Okay, spaces, 5 spaces. Okay, yes, tab. Okay, when we apply print 10, 20, 30, sep equal to slash t in single quotes. All the sep must be in single quotes or double quotes. Okay, yes. So suppose the value of sep is slash t. This will be the result. What? 10 tab space 20 tab space 30. Tab is the number of spaces. Okay, yes. So this is how what print function works with separators. Okay, you know what actually separator is? Separator is a string what inserted between values. Okay, by default it is space, and you can change that space to something else. Okay, here we have changed it to star. So here this is the result. The value of sep is what? Comma. Here is the result. Slash n. Here is the result. And finally tab. That's the result. Okay. Hope you get it. Yes. Then separate must be after last values. Okay. It's a condition. Yeah. You can include the value of sep only after the last value. Here the last value is 30. In all the cases, the last value is 30. So sep can be added only after the last value. Okay. Otherwise it shows error, right? Okay. Otherwise it shows error. Yes. It won't be a correct statement. It will show error. Okay. So sep must be added after the last value. Okay. Yes. So this is all about what? Separator. Now we are going with end. Okay. End parameter. Yeah. End parameter with print function. You know the default value of end. That is slash n. Right. That is slash n. Yes. This is sep. Okay. We have discussed sep. And we are going to discuss what? We are going to learn end. You know the difference between sep and end. Okay. Sep is used to separate values. Suppose we have multiple values 10, 20, 30. And we have to separate it anyway, right? Otherwise it shows us what? 10, 20, 30 without any space as a single value. So we must have something to separate values. By default it is space, and we can add our own kind of symbols, okay, in between. But end is what? At the end of. Okay, not in between, at the end of. So by default the value of end is slash n, okay, new line character. And sep is used to separate argument. Sep is used to separate argument or value. And end is added after the last argument. Okay, end is added after the last argument, last value. And we have an example here. Print all in double quotes, cow, comma, dog, comma, cat, comma, sep equal to comma. Okay, sep, we have added sep also. Okay, sep equal to comma, comma, end equal to exclamation marks, 3 exclamation marks and slash n. And here is the result. As we have added sep equal to comma, values are separated using comma, right? Cow, comma, dog, comma, cat. Then after what? The last value argument, that is cat, we have added end here, right? 3 exclamation and slash n. That is 3 exclamation will be added. Slash n cannot be printed anyway. Okay, it's an execution character. It cannot be printed. Okay, so you get it, right? Okay, yes. So end is used to add after the last element. We have added 3 exclamation marks here along with sep. Okay, so this is our second implementation. Just have a quick revision. Okay, yes. So case sensitive. Python is a case sensitive language. Uppercase and lowercase are different, distinct. Okay, yes. And print, we have worked with print. Print is a valid command, all in lowercase, but P in caps. It's a word. It's not a keyword. But the first print is a keyword, already defined word. Okay, but second is not a keyword. It's simply a word. We have seen the what example P in caps. What a name error, name print is not defined. Okay. Yes, then argument must be in either in single quotes or in double quotes. Okay, then practical implementation 2, it's all about what? Numeric values, 5 plus 8, 10 plus. Okay, without print function, having print function. To repeat a command, we can apply alt plus 3. Okay, then arguments are separated using comma. Yes, in print function, and after execution values are separated by space. Okay, that's the default. Yeah. Then syntax of print value comma sep equal to end equal to slash n, sep equal to space, end equal to slash n, file equal to sys.std out, standard out. Okay, sep is the string inside between values, default by default space. Then end string what happened after the last value, it's a new line character by default. Okay, then we have seen some examples, space by default, star, then comma, then slash n. Okay, slash t means tab space. Then separator must be added after the last value. Okay, then end parameter with print function, that is default, by default it is slash n. and we have added what 3 exclamation here along with subfunction. Okay, so here is our topic, second implementation, and just go through all these topics and have practicals also. Okay, you must go through all these topics in detail. Okay, what read and read, of course, practice and practice, that's it. Okay, yes, you just practice as many number of problems you can, because only doing so you will be getting a good programmer, you'll be becoming a good programmer. Okay, otherwise you will be familiar with only the programs in our syllabus, right? It's not a standard following, right? Okay, so just go through all this, create your own problem, create your own codes. Okay, so this is all for the time being. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time. Take care.